So I invite you to take several deep breaths. And as we do so, perhaps we can be aware of the intensity of our minds, having goals and objectives and to-do lists. We can intend to simply let go, to open up a space where, rather than us being in control, that we would remember that there is a deeper self that we wish to dedicate this time to, that we want to give space to it so that it can speak to us and direct us and guide us and simply be us. And perhaps already we can sense an opening up or an expansion of a space where we intend to simply be and be present with all of who we are. And we allow that all, that greater beingness, we allow it to hold the space for us, so that, again, we're not holding anything or doing anything. We allow it to hold us, support us, comfort us if need be. Be present for us. And as a place to anchor this, I invite us to bring our attention to the heart space. Again, we simply use this portal as a way in. As a way for presence to come through this dimension that we are in, come through the heart space. As it sources us and creates us in each new moment. We pay attention to the fact that we are being sourced. We are not the source of ourselves, but we are being sourced, live streamed, if you will. Life is streaming as each one of us in this now moment. To be experienced as presence. And we can imagine or sense the presence opening up the heart space wider, for a stronger connection. Perhaps we can begin to sense the presence vibrating in every cell of our body, moving out from just the heart space, up and down the central column. We can put our attention on the throat, and be reminded that the energy of our words when we speak is the energy of the Source, the Creator. And that our words are powerful. They can be a blessing. We allow that source energy to gush into the throat as we pay attention to the energy of presence and the power that it infuses our words with. Perhaps we can say a word of blessing infused with the power of the Creator to our own bodies. I am health. I align with the I am, with presence. And moving downward, we bring our attention into the solar plexus, where we feel all those butterflies and anxiety and excitement or dread. Again, we become aware of the energy of Source as it comes through the solar plexus. This is the energy of life itself, bubbling up. we can align with this energy, this excited, moving, churning, creative energy. We align with it to be available to us, to be strength and power for all of our activity. We can bring our attention up the column again, up to the third eye. Perhaps we can align with that very refined energy that informs us, gives us information in advance as intuitions. Or prompts us to think or to do certain things. And again, we can be aware that this is source energy coming to us and through us and as us. And we can intend to be open to its guidance, ready to pay attention, to ask for its help. We drop our attention down into the gut. And again, perhaps we can sense that the energy here is slightly different. This can be considered the womb, the spiritual womb, where once again we can be in contact with the creative energy of God, of the divine. We can open up to this power house of energy that is available to us also. We can be present to it. And align to it. And perhaps we can feel now the column getting stronger, all of these chakras just all aligning, all connecting. We can bring our attention up to the crown chakra. The meeting point of heaven and earth. Where the energy of heaven, our home, connects with our earthly body and home. And again, perhaps we can just pay attention to the presence as it shows up here, again, with a slightly different flavor. As we align to heaven on earth. We drop our attention down to the root chakra. Where we are indeed rooted to this dimension, to the physical, to our bodies, our desires, to the earth itself. And perhaps we can feel the expansion of our awareness deep down into Mother Earth, opening to connect with the soil, the earth itself, all the other life forms that thrive on the planet, each a manifestation and expression of the creative energy in physicality. Perhaps we can just allow ourselves to sink deeply into the physical. Sensing our connection with nature, with the cycles of life and death and rebirth and spring, summer, fall, winter. And the great intelligence that is at the heart of that. And so at the heart of our own bodies. Perhaps we can feel the blending of our own energy with the trees and the flowers and the plants and the birds and the land. It's all a continuum. We align with it now. And as we bring our attention now up the central column of the spine, perhaps we can sense the connection between each of the chakras, the presence that is available to us at each one, the flow of energy within that column as it radiates light, as it radiates the energy of Source. And we flow with the energy up the column, out through the crown chakra, and on into our extended body, into space. sensing our connection with the planets, with the galaxy. With the galaxies, billions upon billions, with the universe, indeed on into the multiverses, melding with the mind of God, melding into oneness. I invite us to simply abide, to rest as the one mind, the one being, the one presence, and the one power. In the silence. Silence is the language of the divine. Let us be attentive to the silence. This is the living water that is within us. That fulfills our soul. That puts us in contact with the essence of who and what we are, have been, and will be. We give thanks for connecting to it at source. And as we come back to the present moment, I invite us to bring an awareness of that living water bubbling up into our 3D world. So when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and to be fully present once again.